Hey all, welcome to Parker's Reef. On today's episode, we're going to check out some incredible captive spawned corals from interfish right here in Australia. All right, thank you for joining me on another episode of Parker's Reefs. And whilst I often say I think this episode's going to be a little bit special, today I 100% truly believe that because Dave at Deer Park Aquarium has told me that he has been successful in getting his hands on some of the first ever captive spawn corals from a team up in Bundaberg called Interfish. Now, if you take nothing else from this video, please jump on the Interfish Facebook page and make sure you follow them there, because if you haven't heard of them or seen what they do before, you're going to have an absolute ball scrolling through their posts to have a look at just the history of the various species of corals they've had success with captive spawning. And it's super exciting that in this video today, Deer Park Aquarium have got their hands on the first ever batch of these captive spawn corals available for sale, which is a huge momentous occasion, particularly for the future of reefing, but also just to see just for that next evolution and have a look at the quality of corals that come out of captive spawning. Because I don't know about you, but I'm super curious to see whether they're a step backwards, whether they're about the same, or whether we think we can get them to the next level again. So I guess there's nowhere else to be. I'm going to jump in the car, head up the highway. We're going to chuck a microphone on Dave at Deer Park Aquarium, have a look at the assortment of corals that he's got from Interfish in there, because I do believe he's been able to get some torches, some hammers, some gonies, some frammers, and maybe even a few acans as well, which is a huge assortment of corals that have been captive spawned and taken quite some months, if not years, to get to where they are to be available for domestic sale right now. So I don't know if I can give much more of a preface than that. I'm dying to get in the car and have a look at these corals, so maybe it's no time like the present to jump in and get rolling with the footage. Dave, you've got something pretty special in store this week. A bit of a, at least an Australian exclusive, and I guess by default, a bit of a world exclusive here. Well, I shouldn't say exclusive, but a first.
First, yeah. We're pretty proud to have the first release of Interfish's captive spawned corals. So these were spawned in captivity, a lot of them 3.5 years ago.
Wow.
And they've been raised in captivity over that time, and now they're big enough that we can sell them. And if you have a look, they're not plain, boring green coral. There's some serious, beautiful
pieces in there. And I mean, it could be drawing a little bit of a long bow, but I imagine if these things have spawned in captivity, chances are they're going to be well adapted to life in captivity.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they're bulletproof, but it's got to help the survival chances of these pieces for them to flourish. I mean, they've gone through the hard yards of going from a spawn to growing into pieces this size. You know, they're going to be well adapted to captive life, that's for sure. And what I guess is super impressive is we're not talking just one species of coral here from Interfish. The team there have captive spawned a number of different species and types of coral and have them all available for the market now.
And imagine what it's going to be like in 5 years' time.
Crazy to think. So like in this one shipment alone that you've been super fortunate enough to get from the team at Interfish, we've got crazy gold torch. You got this pink frammer style piece going here. Look at this Hulk green torch, which is
more yellow
so close to yellow. It's ridiculous. There's no shortage of other pieces. I mean, you got gold stem pink hammer up there. You got solid oranges. There's some more of the gold stem pinks there. You got this coppery color here, which is really cool. We've got frog spawns of different types there. One of the, well, before I get to probably the absolute cream of the crop, we've got these acans here, which is, again, crazy to think that these have been captive spawned, not fragged, they've been captive spawned. And then the piece that has got a fair bit of recognition worldwide is their Gonioporas, and I've been fortunate enough to get a few of those pieces there, including a couple of, what do they call these ones where you've got multiple colors on the one piece there?
Name them chimera, which is two things fused together.
Yeah, wow. So you've got this piece in the back left here is your sort of solid red with a green eye or a yellowy eye. And then these two pieces at the front here, we've got these chimeras, if I'm pronouncing that right, which has got some of those reds and then some blues in there as well, just fused together. And I'll be sure to put some close-ups of these on screen now, but also show you some of the reading material and reference that is circling around the world at the moment on the work they're doing. I think one of the reef magazines did an article called Smashing Flower Pots, celebrating the success of having them captive spawn those. And it's one thing to have these pieces available or to captive spawn them, but the next step really is to get them to a stage where they're viable to
not only
ship.
sellable, but also the colours that they're getting mean that they're going to be desirable. So
Absolutely.
you're not going to have anywhere near as much wild take in the future.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, so we've got to captive spawn them, we've got to raise them to a size that is suitable for shipping and selling, you've got to raise them to a colour that's desirable for selling, and they've done all that, and now they're here at Deer Park Aquarium in Melbourne, which is, it is mind-blowing. And I don't want to move on from the gonies too quickly, but some of these hammers in here, there's a couple I missed there. Have a look at this guy here. He's got a couple of different heads on there. We've got a gold hammer, and then we've got a gold stem with green. And then this beauty here, which is actually a triple head there. You've got sort of a pink tip, you've got a blue tip, and then the gold on the front, all on the one piece. And another one back here, this green stem with pinky gold or rose gold tips on it. Crazy pieces. And to think they're all captive spawned it's just really the next step of the hobby.
It's the evolution of the hobby for sure.
And tell me, Dave, these gonies, the chimeras, there's a bit of a train of thought as to what they might do as they grow out.
So we think that there's been two polyps that have settled together and they've fused as they've grown, giving them the bicolour per polyp. But we believe that as they grow out, you're going to have probably a green side and a red side that grows out.
Okay.
So you'll have one colony with the two different colours. We don't think that each polyp is going to have the two different colours split.
Yeah. Because at the moment, when there is only half dozen polyps, or maybe a bit more on some of the tiles there, but there is quite a few of them that have got the multiple colours on there. We suspect as that grows out, and it is only a suspicion, maybe it's managing expectations, I'm not sure, but that you'll end up with a little bit of a dual-coloured single colony, not so much dual-coloured polyps throughout the entire piece. But this is a new space, it's anyone's guess what's going to happen, so I'll be super curious to see how they go. And any goni fan out there is going to want to snap one of those up because there's just nothing else like it on the earth at the moment, which is pretty cool.
We're super excited to be able to release these to the public. We're the Melbourne distributor at this stage for Interfish. There should be multiple distributors throughout the country in the short term. And we'd just like to thank Interfish for giving us this opportunity. It's a pretty special space, and we're very happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, well, I think Interfish are doing great work, and I think you're doing them absolute justice. And whilst there's no prices on screen, we've just gone through and priced up these pieces, and there's nothing ridiculously expensive in there. I was shocked at how affordable these pieces are. As you say, they've been one is incredibly difficult to spawn these things, but then they've put years of raising them, which anyone that runs a reef tank knows that years of costs is not cheap. So the fact that they're able to release these pieces, to give people a rough idea of the price range, we're talking between 60 and 200, around that sort of mark?
I think the most expensive one in there is $220 at the moment. So.
Yeah, and that's Australian dollars. So
yeah.
And that is the most expensive, and we're talking maybe like the three-headed hammer, which...
Three-headed hammer and the 24-karat gold torch.
And the gold torch, yeah, which, man, the wild caught pieces are selling for that kind of money anyway, so to think that you can have something that's been captive spawned for the same money is ridiculous. So massive shout out to Interfish for pushing this hobby to evolve to new heights, and also then making it available for domestic customers and making it affordable to domestic customers is just the absolute hat's trick of success. So well done. All right, Dave, you got some pretty cool fish in at the moment too. Can you take us through some of those?
Yeah, we've got the Dejadini sailfin tang. There's a nice chunky Australian emperor angel. Still got our mustard tang. He's getting a bit aggressive now.
He definitely needs a little bit more room to spread his elbows, so a big tank would be lovely to find him a new home.
We've got a nice blue-faced koi scopaz tang. Got a little transitioning king angel.
Yeah, I must admit, this guy tricked me a little bit when I first saw him this morning, because I'm like, he doesn't look like a king, but yeah, as you say, he's transitioning, so he's got a little bit of a foot in each camp at the moment, but still a stunning fish. And then speaking of stunning fish, you got something pretty special down here.
There's a gorgeous blue angel.
This guy's got some presence to him. What a stunner. That blue just...
It's glows.
yeah, it's almost neon. It just lights up. It's ridiculous.
We got a couple of unusual food fish. We got the senator wrasse. We actually find these down in the bay.
Yeah, right.
Blue eyes, emerald green, purple splash.
Crazy colour on him, yeah.
You got the brown spotted wrasse all sooking in the corner there because the lights have just come on.
Yeah, we are here early in the morning. I love the way you've labelled some of these wrasses in this tank.
These are all fish that you go fishing for.
So it's suited to large sort of predator style systems. They're obviously not going to go well with your corals or
Definitely
with
not.
small fish, and definitely not inverts.
We'll try to get some variety. Next week in particular, we've got a really nice northern Western Australian order coming through. Porcupine puffers and things like that.
Yeah, crazy.
We've got 2 Lamarcks in still.
Beautiful.
There's still a couple of the tail spot blennies in. I've got to put some sand in these tanks so they colour up a bit.
They have a little sulk in there with their blue acrylic base.
We've got some Coopersanthia. There's a couple of blonde coral beauties still around.
Nice, nice.
Beautiful wild pair of clowns.
Yeah, these guys, I mean, I do love captive clowns, but man, it's hard to beat the colours and markings on a wild caught clown, and really nice when you've got a beautiful pair like that.
We've got a Mueller's butterfly. It's the big cousin to the copper band.
Big cousin to a copper band with a slightly stumpier nose.
Yeah, bigger mouth, so he usually takes to prepared food a lot easier. There's a regal behind him.
Beautiful.
Massive flame hawk. A triangular butterfly. Everyone wants to buy him, but he'll destroy your coral tank.
Yeah, now, correct me if I'm wrong, he's actually a coralivore, is that right?
He is, yeah.
He actually lives on eating coral. He doesn't just pick at it because he's a prick. He actually eats it to live.
He's eating frozen food as well, but put coral in front of him and that's going to be his choice. We got plenty of little sailfin tangs.
I do love the school of sailfin tangs in there at the moment.
There's some beautiful female zebra angels. There's a couple of males as well. One of them's just got a bit of a swollen eye at the moment. We got the massive scribbled angel and the tiny convict tang.
Yeah, slight contrasting in there. And I do love the way that he's trying to blend in with the stripies there, but his stripes are going the wrong way. Otherwise he thinks he's part of the school.
Got some nice PJ cardinals, and up the top there's a sunburst anthea.
Beautiful.
No shortage of clownfish still.
Yeah, got some rippers in here.
I think here's my last old glory goby.
Ah, yes, one hiding down there. The guy in my tank's still doing great. Going around picking up bits of sand, polishing, spitting them out.
Sea apples out at the moment, collecting some plankton.
Beautiful.
You've got plenty of cleanup crew. You've got your trochus, strombus, peppermint shrimps. There's sand sifting starfish in most of the tanks.
Beautiful.
We got a cleaner shrimp.
One last redline cleaner in.
Plenty of captive bred Cuda seahorse.
Very nice.
A giant Hedoni going cheap if anyone wants it.
Yeah, this guy's super cheap. $300 for a big
Probably
Hedoni
16 inches.
He's just doing his best to get out of that tank. What a beast.
And there is tons of coral overflow.
Well, look at this. The rose bubble tip here still waking up, and the baby clown in there, or the male clown in there, just trying to bury himself in it.
So we've got heaps of green bubble tips in at the moment. There's a few different tipped varieties. We've got purple tips, pink tips and orange tips.
All going at $60 a piece for the
$60 a piece.
your standard bubble tips.
There's a couple of biscuit starfish left, but they are getting a bit light on.
Everyone's favourite, the biscuit star.
The
Always
lights are
sell
really-
very quickly.
The lights are super blue at the moment, so everything's waking up, but we've got some gold stem torches, rasta, joker. Just some plain ones.
All the named torches.
Yep. Still got plenty of gold chalice, nice big squamosa clam.
Yeah, beautiful.
There's a couple interesting rhodactus up the top.
Super nice. I like that dark green with the orange splashes through him. Really nice. A couple of OG there, as we're becoming all too familiar with here. These torches are kind of cool too, the way that they're a real cluster of heads.
Western Australian variants are usually quite a lot denser.
Yeah, nice. And yeah, as you say, great assortment of chalice down there. This hammer just continually gets its colour up. I know when that one came in, we were told to hold it for a while, and it's really getting there. The gold and pink's really starting to shine through. Big squamosa there. Very, very nice. Nice scully in front of him. Some nice dish and some nice rainbow chalice down there. There's also that Feminist wrasse just chilling in this tank. If he's gone hiding there. There he is. But yeah, wasn't mentioned in the part of the fish tour, but whew, what a beauty.
We got plenty of scollies, some really nice larger hammers.
Yeah, beautiful.
Got
Greatest
some
of
nice
scullies.
jade green sonarias, some rainbow acan. You got some nice gonny.
Yeah, look at this gonny here. Second in line there with the red, pink and orange in it. What an absolute beauty. And then, yeah, these hammers down here. I know you've got some beautiful hammer in store at the moment that potentially outshine these guys, but damn, there's nothing to turn an eye at. These guys, these are just beautiful big pieces, as you say, really nice colors. A couple of quite bright little golds down here for those looking for some nano brightness, and this reverse is very nice. This sort of marble yellow, quite nice indeed.
We got our 120 tank with some smaller, nicer hammers. Got a little rainbow-ish gonny, gold discoma, Bernarda pora. There's a few scollies on the bottom there as well. A couple of blasto.
Lovely pieces.
This
I
is
really
one of
like this this chalice up here in the corner too. He's got really unique colouring to him. That teal, yellowy, and then some red through it as well.
One of our discounted tanks for the week. We've got a few discounts happening this week. The shop's turning 12.
Birthday celebration. So these corals in here are normally $120 each, or 3 for $300. You've knocked them down to $80 each, or 3 for $200. Serious savings on what was already a good multi-purchase as it was.
As they're selling out, we're filling them up as well, but check out the Olephilias.
Yeah, crazy colours on those guys. Not a super popular coral here in Australia, but I think that might change because the colours and patterns coming out on those at the moment are pretty hard to beat. Nice trackies in there too, Dave.
Yep, it's nice Western Australian trackies. There's a big mottled bubble, a couple of toxic green bubbles.
Yeah, these toxic green bubbles up here are very nice. Can be a little stingy, so even though they're small, you want to give them a bit of space, but what a beautiful piece. These acans in here too, very, very nice. Sunny peas, even got some mangroves in too.
Some little mangrove, $60.
Lovely.
Continuing on with our discounted theme, we've got the $60 tanks both reduced to $45 this week.
45 a piece, or 3 for 120. And man, there's some stunners in here. Look at these gonies in here. Beautiful, beautiful pieces, really extending out. This is first thing before the doors are open, and they're already stretching out. This fungi are way too nice to be in that tank. Look at the green and gold on that. Some really nice pectinias in there. Have a look at the bright yellow rims on those. Nice cocoa worm there, and then down on the base you got some really nice fluffy morphs. Got a nice little nano hammer there, some more trackies, and then some more of what species did you say these corals were, Dave? These nice.
There's a couple of different ones there, but the standout's the Oliphilia.
Yeah, beautiful.
A couple of torches as well.
Yeah, torch over so catering for all tank sizes and all tank budgets.
On this side we've got a Gorgonian, we've got some Lepta, Turbinaria, there's a couple of Discoma as well.
A couple of nice hammers too. I mean, nice small size. You got a bit of variety there. You got the reverse, you got some greens, you got some blues, and again, we're talking 45 a piece, or 3 for 120, so you can kit yourself out with a little hammer garden for 120 bucks.
There's some nice Duncan up there as well.
Yeah, another piece that people have been chasing of late. Real nice toxic stem on this guy. Beautiful. This Turbinaria down here is opening up nicely.
And Cyphastria next to it.
Yeah, stunning.
We got plenty of $15 morphs, $15 per polyp. You get 1 polyp, 20 polyps, whatever you like.
Whenever you want, good variety of colours, greens, reds, blues, maroons. Plenty in there. Even this speckledy guy back there. Very, very nice.
At $35 tanks are reduced to 25, or 3 for 60.
It doesn't get much cheaper than that. That's some cheap coral indeed. And we've got some crowd favourites in here with some green star polyps. What else we got? We got some really nice Monty selection up there. You can kit yourself out with a Monty garden very, very easily.
Some sun corals.
Sun corals for those looking for something to put in a bit of a darker spot on the tank. And then check out some of these fungias in here. Again, $25 a piece, or 3 for 60. Very, very cheap. Some nice war coral there too. A couple of bits of chalice. Beautiful.
We got some kryptonite candy cane coral.
And this tank again, normally a $35 tank, but you've reduced it to 25 a piece, or 3 for 60.
Plenty of chalice and Aussie Wars there. There's a few acans, plenty of zoas.
Man, these are some very nice looking frags for that kind of money. Have a look at the acans in there at 25 a piece. Great assortment of zoas as well. The lights have just come on, so some of these pieces are still opening, but great assortment of colors and options in there. Really cool pieces, again, for the pricing.
We got a tank basically of soft coral at the bottom. Then we got some nice large acro colonies at the top.
Yeah, so the soft corals, we've got this second from the left there, Dave. What kind of soft coral is that, do you know?
Not a clue. Cookies and cream.
Assorted soft corals. Obviously got some xenia, some leathers, some zoas. Great assortment in there. Even got a beautiful gorgon there. Look at that guy opening up. Red base with blue polyps. Whew. Beautiful. And then, yeah, have a look at some of these larger acro pieces up here. Prices on those can't be right. $60.
$60.
Cheap. Really nice colors coming through on those, and they are big pieces. Adult fist size pieces, even bigger than that in some cases. Very, very nice. Difficult to see from top down with the Phillips, of course, but beautiful pieces.
Still got a couple of Christmas tree worm rocks left. We've got that little combination piece with the Lightning Maxima clam as well.
Yeah, he's really cool. Again, hard to see from the top down. I'll try to come from the front there, see if we can focus in on him. But there is a little clam sitting on that Christmas tree rock, which is pretty cool. So you get all the life of the Christmas tree rock with the worms, the shrimps, the coral on it, and a built-in clam, which is super, super cool.
We got some of our clearance acro. So just clearing this out, make room for some new shipment in about 3 weeks' time.
Beautiful. $30 a piece, 2 for 50 or 5 for 100. Normally when you have acro reduced to clear, they're all brown, and you sort of take a bit of a chance and just putting it in your tank and see what it does. There's not really any brown pieces in here. They've all got plenty of color, good health, plenty of polyp extension. You can really have a look about and see what bit's going to suit your tank, and dip your toe in the water with SPS at $30 a piece, or you may as well grab a multi-buy at those kind of prices.
We've got a few standard trackies, a couple of really nice Cynaria and Cyphastria.
Yeah, these Cyphastria, it's going to be difficult to really show the color of those, but they've got a real maroon sort of base to them with some gold sort of polyps on them, and then you have the solid maroons next to it. So some not commonly found Cyphastria colors there.
We got a nice Goni, nice Helio, a couple of nice Lobo.
Beautiful. Yeah, these Lobos are very, very bright. Look at the colors on those. And then
these Gonis are just popping out, but there's some very nice pieces in there.
Beautiful indeed. And you got some nice hammers up the top here.
Good size hammers for $120. You got the pink with gold, solid green, toxic green. There's a couple of large frog spawns.
Frog spawns still opening up, but yeah, really nice larger pieces of Euphilia in there just to really fill those gaps and get some color and movement in your tank.
We got our big blue gig and some premium Recordia.
There's definitely some premium in these Recordia, that's for sure. Have a look at these guys. The colors of those, great assortment of high-end Recordia. Big pieces too. These are not little ricks. They're monsters.
And this is our more premium tank for the week. We got our nicer hammers. They're all massive. We got the gold with green, really nice reverse, really toxic mottled, and there's this pinky kind of coloured one there.
Yeah.
And then we're finally seeing some rainbow trackie back in stock. It's been a long, long time.
These guys are bright and well priced too.
There's a couple of Lightning Maximas and a couple of gold chalice.
Always gold chalice here, Dave.
It's an addiction. And then some more of the nicer $200 hammers as well. You got the blue with the green stems, the mottled, that fluoro yellowy with the blue highlight.
That's a highlight of a piece there, definitely.
Pink Frammer with gold stems.
Definitely high end. And then you got that toxic mottled. he's definitely toxic when he stands out like that amongst the others, but some really nice hammers in there. And not crazy pricing either. Like you can pick up some some other ones in the 120 tank, but these guys up here are 200 each or 3 for 500. You can clean that tank out, set up a showpiece Euphilia tank quite easily, and then maybe mix in, look at this big model down here, or that crazy gold with the green stems. You can set yourself up very, very nicely indeed.
By the end of the day, they will be wall to wall by the time they open up.
Yeah, we're still about 45 minutes till the doors open today, so the lights have only been on for about 15 minutes, and yeah, you can already see how full these guys are. They're only going to get bigger. All right, guys, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the tour there, both of the captive spawn corals from Interfish, which, I don't know about you, to me, I get a huge kick out of seeing things like that, just to see that the corals that we're spawning that have never seen the ocean before, which is kind of mind-blowing or mesmerizing, for a lack of better words. But just to see that they're not a step backwards, we can get high quality corals from just spawning corals in captivity, which is so, so cool. And I'm really excited to follow the progress of Interfish, both with the species they're already captive spawning, but also to see what they can branch out to and continue the success that they have had, because I know they have a few more species in the pipeline. And between you and me, I truly hope that one day I can get up to the facility at Interfish and go for a bit of a look through, and hopefully take my camera along so you guys can see all of the incredible work they're doing as well. But I don't think I've got much more to say other than that. There is still heaps of those corals from Interfish available at Deer Park Aquarium. So if you are a local, I highly recommend you head on in store. I know I bagged up a couple today, but there is still a huge gamut available, and it is your opportunity to grab a hold of a piece of that next evolution of reef keeping, which at the prices they're at is just simply incredible. And if you're in this hobby for the long haul, I think it's something you probably want to get involved in as soon as you possibly can. But other than that, guys, I don't have much more to say other than if you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. And last but not least, if you are yet to subscribe, please hit that subscribe button in the bottom corner down there. It takes 2 seconds of your time, costs no money whatsoever. It'll just ensure that next time I release a video on this channel, you'll get a little notification so you don't miss out on all of the fun. And I like to think we have a lot of fun here, so please do consider that subscription. Other than that, guys, I will leave you to it. Till next time, stay safe and keep reefing. Cheers. Bye.